concerned about how much money you need to be saving each month to add to your retirement savings? I'm going to show you how to very easily create an Excel worksheet. I'm using Excel 2010, and in this Excel worksheet you can analyze how much you need to be saving each month. We'll calculate in a company match, and we can see what will be the effect on accumulating money over a 25-year period or 50-year period. Or if you're like me in those catch-up years, maybe even a 5 or 10-year period using the same worksheet. So let's get started. So of course we'll begin by opening up Excel, and again I'm using version 2010. Once you get Excel open, so it won't be so boring, let's format it a little bit and apply a theme. You see the page layout tab across the top. Here are your themes, and I kind of like the Technic theme. So let's scroll down until we find the Technic theme. Here it is, and choose your Technic theme. Now let's widen our columns just a bit, A and D. Now watch how I select A and hold down my control key and select D so I can change these columns at the same time. And I'm going to change columns A and D to 15. So I'm going to get right there between the columns until my mouse pointer changes to a cross arrow and drag it over till it says 15 or close. Okay, that's good. All right, B, we're going to change column B to about 17. Again, it doesn't have to be right on it, so that's 1725. Let's go with that. And C and F, again, choose C, hold down your control key and select F, and let's change the width to 13. Just widening our columns a little bit. And once we add our information, if we need to widen them some more, we can do so. All right, now let's enter retirement savings in cell B2. Look at that, retirement savings. This is going to be our worksheet title, and we're going to merge and center this across B2, across columns B and F. So select columns B through F, and then we're going to choose merge and center. And this would be on your home tab. You see in the alignment group, merge and center. So this way, retirement savings will be centered over, not centered in the cell, but centered over columns B through F. Now we're going to apply the title cell style to B2. So let's apply cell C styles. Here's cell styles. Let's apply the title cell style. That just enlarges that and formats that and puts a border around it. And let's change our font size to 36. In the font group, our font size, we're going to click the drop down arrow and change to 36. Okay, just a few more formatting steps and then we're going to get to the good part, get to the formulas. Let's change this background color to a light green. This is your fill color, see, in the font group. And this fill color will be your background color. Click the drop down arrow and change it to green, light green. Now if you don't see this color, light green, these are theme colors. So the colors that you see in this palette are based on the theme that you've chosen. So if you didn't choose Technic theme, you may see different colors here. But I'm going to choose the light green. Okay, for my background color, and now let's add a border. Okay, here are our borders. Click the drop down arrow. I'm going to go all the way down to more borders, the bottom. And this looks like a good width right here. It's about a medium-sized border, and I want it to outline. I want it to outline. Let's choose the center one, outline, and click OK. Okay, so now I'm going to click off to look at it. That looks good. So that gives us a nice format so our worksheet will not be so boring. Okay, Now we need some row headings. We're going to put some row headings in column B and enter your data in column C. Some more row headings in column D. Some data in column E. So let's begin in cell B4 and put name and down arrow. In B5, put annual salary. And in B6, put percent to invest. How much out of your paycheck do you plan to invest each month? And then company match. If you have company has a company match plan, what percentage do they invest? Annual return. What do you expect? What annual return do you expect in years? How many years will you invest? And you're going to see that we'll be able to manipulate all this data and change the number of years and see how that will affect your income, the money that you accumulate, change the annual return, change how much the percentage that you invest or how much your company will match. We can play with this data and see how that will affect the accumulation over time. All right, let's enter some row headings in column D. We want to leave column C blank right now. We're going to enter some data there in a minute, but we need some row headings in column D. In D4, put monthly contributions. In D5, we want to put the employee. That would be you. And then in D6, the employer, your company. Then the total. We then want future value. Okay, good. Now we're ready to enter some data. Let's over in column C, C4, put your name. I'm just going to put John Smith, not John Smith, but let's just put your name there. And your annual salary, I'm just going to say that John Smith is going to make $55,000 annually. And he wants to invest 15% of his check each month. Okay? And the company that he works for will match 3%. And he wants to invest where he expects to receive an annual return of at least 12% for over a period of 35 years. John Smith is a young person, so he's going to plan to work 35 years and invest 35 more years. Okay, good. Okay, we're ready now to calculate the monthly contribution of the employee. That's you, okay? And I'm going to calculate John Smith monthly contribution. And to do that, I would take his annual salary times the percent that he's going to invest and divide it by 12 months in a year, okay? So let's put in that formula. We always begin our formula with an equal sign and equal, and I'm going to use the point and click method. Equal the annual salary. See how when I just click on it, it puts C5 there. Equal the annual salary times. We use our little times symbol, Shift 8. Percent invested, so I'm going to click on the percent invested, the 15%, and divide it by 12 because of the 12 months in the year, and complete that entry, and we'll see that his monthly contribution would be about $687.50. Now we're going to calculate the company match, what the employer will contribute to your savings. So to do this, we're going to use what's called an if function, And we're going to say if you or John Smith, if he invested less than the company match, then we will just say his annual salary times that 1 or 2%, right? But if he invests or you invest more than this, the company will match this 3%. Then we'll take the company match 3%, because he's only going to match up to 3%, right? Times the annual salary divided by 12. You understand? So let's put in that formula again. We always start with an equal sign, and our formula is equal if. Okay? And put in your opening parentheses. And again, we're going to use the point and click. If C6, the percent of the investment, is less than, use your little less than symbol, C7, the company match. If that is true, okay, put a comma there. Put a comma. We're going to put the true statement. If that is true, we're going to say C6 times, shift 8, C5, the annual salary, divided by your /12, 12 months in a year. Now you need another comma, and this is our false statement. If C6 is less than C7, then we want to say, then complete that entry by clicking your check. So you see now that the employer will match up to 3%, and that will be $137.50 a month on John's salary of $55,000 a year. Okay, let's calculate the total monthly contributions. That's easy to do. We just add your contribution and the employer's contribution to get the total. Okay, so we can do that several different ways. We can do that. I'm going to use the auto sum right here. Sum. See how it puts the formula in for me? Equal sum E5 to E6, which is what I want. And I click the check to complete that. So the total contribution between what the employee takes out of his check, the 15%, and the company match of 3%, gives us $825 a month. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, let's very quickly calculate our future value. And to do that, we're going to use the future value function. Again, we begin always with an equal sign. FV is our future value. Open up the parentheses, and we're going to need 3 arguments in our future value function. We want to say C8, which is our annual return, divided by 12, 12 months in a year, comma. Okay, that's our first argument. Then 12 times 12 months in a year, time, again, the shift 8 for your times, C9, which is your number of years, 35 years, okay, and then put your comma, and then we want your total, the total. So that would be E7, click on E7, and complete the entry. Now we don't want this negative because that's going to be a positive number. To get that positive, put the negative symbol before your future value function. Just add the negative symbol, and that'll straighten that out for us. So you see, in 35 years, investing 15% on $55,000 and the company match of 3%, that we have $5,305,541 at retirement. Not bad, do you think? All right, now you can manipulate this, play around with this, change your, as long as you have your formulas in right, change your annual salary, change the percent you're going to invest, the company match, all these values you can, and it will automatically recalculate. Let's say that instead of $55,000, that you make $98,000. Let's see what will happen just by changing from $55,000 to $98,000. So you see how the values changed All the values changed. Very good.